What is going on, everyone? It is Snickel here, and I have another week of the trophy talk. This is going to be for the week of November 14th, 2021. And I got to say, it's been a pretty eventful last 2 weeks. I know I did miss the last week's episode of the trophy talk, but just had a lot of things going on. But I've made a lot of progress and stuff. I've been making a huge amount of progress in things. And I have kind of like an outline of where I'm going to be going moving forward, doing things and all of that. I mean, everything has been fantastic. So let me know down in the comments below anything that you guys have been up to and anything that you've been playing. And if there's any discussions or topics or anything that you want me to cover in the next week's trophy talk, you can also leave those as well down in the comments below. And again, I will talk about them in the next episode of the trophy talk. If you guys do go on to enjoy the video, be sure to give it a like. And if you haven't already, I do live stream basically all of my platinum trophies and various other stuff and things like that over on Twitch. So if you haven't followed me already, there's a link for that down in the description below as well. So anyway, with all of that plugging out of the way, let's get into what I have been playing. And like I said, it's been pretty eventful, quite eventful. I've got a lot of stuff done, a lot of trophies, and I've been making a lot of progress. So I believe the last trophy talk, I had not finished Max Payne 1. So I did finish Max Payne 1, did finish that all up. I think I had to get like 2 more trophies or something like that. So I did those on stream back on November 2nd, which was like 2 weeks ago. So I was able to get that done, which gets me done the whole Max Payne series, Max Payne 1 and Max Payne 3, platinumed in 100% every single one of those games, that being 2. Phenomenal game, phenomenal playthrough. Little like weird with like performance issues and the animations and stuff were kind of weird, which I don't know if it's from the port or whatever, but all in all, great game, fun experience, and I had a blast playing it. Then up next, we have this game called Beyond Enemy Lines, which is a game that I bought and I was basically planning on doing it on stream. It's a first-person shooter game that tries to be like kind of simulation realistic with the way that it works and the way that levels are kind of laid out. It kind of drops you into a map. It gives you objectives that you have to complete. There's obviously enemies placed all over the place, and you have to do whatever the objectives say. So it's a pretty, I would say, like remedial when it comes to like the tasks and everything that you have to do it, and it's very easy. The AI is kind of stupid in ways, but can be annoying in other ways. But once you kind of learn how they work, you'll definitely be fine. And the way that they're weird is that like they can hear you no matter what you do. So like if you're crouch walking around the map, they can hear you. If you are running around the map, they can hear you. But if you shoot an AK-47 across the map and you're outside of their bubble, they can't hear you. So there's things that are weird about it, but then those things also kind of help as well. But again, something that I played on stream, I have a handful of games that I bought like just to do on stream. Not that I'm going to make any guides or anything for obviously I'll make platinum videos after the fact, but my main goal is to just do them on stream, experience the whole thing on stream, and then move from there. So, got that done. Beyond Enemy Lines. Hold on, I need a drink of water. My sinuses feel like super dry right now, so I feel like I have to like sneeze, but I don't really know. Then up next we have F1 2019, which is something that I started with Leon. We were planning on getting the multiplayer done with this, and then basically every other F1 game. We kind of hopped into it, did a few things, and realized that it's going to be a little bit of a pain in the ass to get through. So we're definitely going to get back to this at some point in the future. I need to hop on and do a few weekly things, but I kind of have put this or shelved this off to the side for the time being just because of other things that have been going on. F1 2019 is probably by far the hardest F1 game on the PS4, with F1 2010 being the hardest on the PS3. I think it's honestly the only one on the PS4 that's sub 1 or ultra rare, other than maybe like 2015 is ultra rare and 2017. But 2019 is definitely like the hardest when it comes to difficulty. So it's gotten shelved for the time being, but definitely gonna hop back into that and get that done because it's not too difficult. It's just gonna take a little bit of time, and you really don't even have to race. You can just pause the game and let it do everything for you. But we were able to achieve an A rating in multiplayer, or safety rating of A, and then the hardest trophy is achieving this gold skill rating, which we're in silver like 2 right now. So that is just going to take some time to get through. But that's been shelved for like probably about a week and a half ish. Yeah, but we'll get back to that. Then up next, I have Twisted Metal Black, which I made a bunch of trophy guides for. Basically, every trophy in the game I made a guide for. So the reason I picked this was because I was doing Max Payne 1. Someone brought up, like, you're doing Max Payne 3, you might as well do Max Payne 1, and then you might as well go back and do Twisted Metal Black since you've done the Twisted Metal reboot, I guess, technically, which gets me both of those games platinumed in 100%. So I was like, yeah, sure. So I loaded it up and it was a blast. I had a fun time. I had a great time actually playing through every single one of the stories that you play through. And I'll have a video coming out for this in the next few days, but had a blast playing through every single one of the stories because each character has like its own story with its own cutscenes and stuff. The trophies were phenomenal. All the characters that you have to unlock in the list here are, yeah, they have to be found in the levels. They're not just automatically given to you. And then there's a few other things. It sucks that there's no platinum for this and Max Payne 1, but 100% are fine. I don't ever like not do a game because it doesn't have a platinum. I'm not one of those people that believes like if it doesn't have a platinum, it's not worth my time. I could really honestly care less as long as I'm playing a game that I enjoy. That's all that matters to me. And I love these PS2 to PS4 ports. Uh, it's sad that with the Grand Theft Auto Definitive Edition coming out, or has already come out, that they took off the PS2 to PS4 ports of Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, and San Andreas, because from what I've seen from the definitive editions is that they've completely butchered the games. So it kind of sucks that you don't have that video game preservation of those older ones. But Twisted Metal Black was phenomenal. Had a great time playing it, and yeah, that gets me done Max Payne and Twisted Metal, which is crazy. Never thought I'd ever say that. Then up next, we have Assassin's Creed Valhalla back on the list as a game I played. What? That's because they put an update out for something called Tombs of the Fallen, which there's only like 3 tombs and 1 sanctum that you have to complete. Put full guides out on the channel, on the channel, of course. If I could speak, that'd be great. So that gets Assassin's Creed Valhalla back to 100%. I don't know when I'll do the PS5 version of AC Valhalla. Probably after I like finish stacking every single AC game, which I might work. That might be my goal for 2022 is to work through all of those other Assassin's Creed games and kind of get that franchise back to like everything done, because I have a lot of the hard stuff done. Honestly, I have all the multiplayer done. I have basically everything done. It's just the longest thing for me to do is going to have to be playing back through Valhalla. Other than that, everything else that I have is pretty easy. I am going to be doing full guides on like Brotherhood Revelations, like 100% sync guides on like Brotherhood Revelations, AC3, AC4 when I get to them, obviously. But for the most part, I'm kind of done the hard stuff. One thing is when I go to do the PS3 alphabetical back order or backlog, I am going to be doing doing PlayStation Vita as well. PlayStation Vita or TV, mainly TV. I don't really want to play on my Vita, but when when I get to Assassin's Creed, I obviously have Assassin's Creed 4, but I think before I do Assassin's Creed 4, I'm going to do one of the Chronicles. I think I'm going to do the PS TV or PlayStation Vita Chronicle stack, because you have to do the Chronicle games 3 times. And I actually kind of I'm a little bit of a fan of the Chronicle games. I think that they're good little 2D platform or 2.5D platformers. And I have to do them 2 more times anyway. I have to do one on the Vita and one on the PS4. So I was like, why don't I just do the Vita one? And then whenever I go and do after I do like maybe the Ezio collection on the PS4, I'll then do the trilogy pack again on the PS4. And then I'll do, I'll finish up. I'll do that. I'll do AC3 and Liberation and all that. So I'm definitely going to be doing AC4 like after I do the Chronicles, because it just falls in there. And there's one trophy that I need to get in this that's going to require me to play the game anyway, which is sharing is caring, which is right here. So I need to play the game anyway to earn this trophy. So yeah, I'm going to be playing through the game just to do that and just to play through again. I haven't played AC4 in a while, like a while. I remember it being kind of boring, but then I was like, I just like finished it. All right. So yeah, Valhalla back to 100% of platinum. I have been obviously reading into things about Valhalla, about updates and everything. We're obviously not getting the new Assassin's Creed for at least another year. With that being said, that means Valhalla is going to be supported for another year, which means we're probably going to get other updates and patches and things like that. I have been hearing, talks of kind of confirmation of one big DLC, possibly up to 3 big DLCs coming out, which would kind of make sense. But that being the case, I will obviously be on top of it when every single one of them comes out, just to keep it up to date with guides or whatever, and obviously keeping the game up to 100% as well, because we got to keep that completion percentage up. Then up next, we have a sequel to a game that I did. Like I said, I got a lot done. I got a lot done in these last 2 weeks. I've been making some great moves with games. But up next, we have Beyond Enemy Lines 2, which is a sequel to Beyond Enemy Lines. So if you guys see these games ever on sale, I would suggest to pick them up. I think that they're kind of expensive if you don't get them on sale. Like, I think Beyond Enemy Lines 2 is like $30 or something crazy. But if you do ever see them on sale, I would highly suggest to pick them up, because I always tell everybody this, and I was telling everybody this when I was streaming them, is the games like this are great to play because they really make you appreciate, like, even a mediocre game. Like, these games are awful. So if you play this game, which just sounds so bad, but if you play this game, when you play a game that's mediocre, it's going to be, you're going to have fun with it. You're going to appreciate the little things. And then when you obviously play a great game, you're really going to appreciate it. So that's what I always tell myself when I play these, is like, you got to play games like this every once in a while. So comparing Beyond Enemy Lines 2 to Beyond Enemy Lines 1, the game visually obviously looks better. There's more features and everything that you have to do. Beyond Enemy Lines 1 is technically a remaster, whatever that means. I don't know where it's remastered from. The toilet store, I'm not sure, but it doesn't, no, it's not. But the second one definitely looks better in ways. It has animations, it has weapon customization, it has all that. It has vehicles, which is great, which I wish I knew about earlier on in the game, but you're actually invincible when you drive around in them. So all of that is great. All of that is phenomenal. The one thing about the game that I don't like is, again, the AI is too aggressive. They know too much. Like, when you're crouch walking around the map and trying to be stealthy and they still know where you are, that destroys the point of crouch walking. Like, what? Why? But they're annoying. The AI is annoying. The other thing that I find really annoying, which again in the first game as well, kind of, is there's no checkpoint system. It's all or nothing. So you have to beat the whole level, or you beat none of the levels. So there's no checkpoints, which is understandable. It makes it a little more difficult, but there's none of that. So, and then the AI is just annoying, dude. It's just annoying. That's all I can say. It was really driving me crazy. And the maps are like, the maps honestly remind me of like new open world games. They're like too large for no sense. Like, there's enemies placed in random spots. Once you learn where like enemies are like spawn, or where they're supposed to spawn, like, you'll know where every enemy is. And then when you get into the last mission in the game, it completely flips the game on its head. Like, you're supposed to be playing this, like, stealthy and tactical and whatever the whole time. And then the last mission, it's like, defend this chest. And it throws like 300 enemies at you and you have no way to heal. Well, there's like med packs there, but there's 2 of them, it's just like, what the fuck? Like, this is crazy. But yeah, I mean, it's not like unplayable. It's just a pain in the ass. And obviously you can get the platinum. So if you ever see either one of those on sale, definitely would suggest picking them up to just play them. And I'm going to have more shitters coming inbound that I'm going to be playing on stream to kind of suggest to people if you want a game to play. I don't know if it'll necessarily be a good game, but it'll be a game to play. Then up next, we have Grand Theft Auto 5 on the PS3. We did make progress on the heist DLC. We finished up a series funding heist on Friday. And then this Thursday, we are going to try to finish this Pacific Standard job, which will get us all of the heists done. Then all we have to do from there, farm out the platinum medals in the first heist, which is the Felicia job, and then farm some money to then spend $8 million on things as part of the heist update. So we're getting there level-wise. I think I'm 97 or 98, so very close to that 100. I've really only been playing this when we're doing the heist because I want to get the heist stuff done. I don't want to like grind XP or money and then realize that like I've over grinded in a way. So I'm kind of waiting to get the heist stuff done and then get those other XP done. So we need to do the Pacific Standard job, which we're planning on doing Thursday night, which I'll probably stream. And then after that, we need to do a prison break one more time for Waves for his trophy, and then we're done. For the prison for the Pacific Standard job, I've already got the job set up. So we waited on Friday night to get the job set up, do the first setup mission so that I don't have to wait for Lester to call me. So right when we get there on Thursday, we can just hop right into it, get it done, move on, and get that trophy done. And then, like I said, we've got to do one more prison break heist for Waves so he can get his 25% trophy. And then after that, we got to farm out some platinum medals. And then after that, buy some shit. And then we'll be good to go. And I'll finally be done Grand Theft Auto 5 on the PS3, which I never thought I was actually going to get done. But it's getting there. We still have about exactly a month from the day that I'm recording this to get it done. So we definitely will get it done. And then last but not least, big breaking story of the last 2 weeks. I have finally started playing at least, a PlayStation 5 game. I'm playing my PlayStation 5. And I told myself that I was going to play a game that probably not a lot of people would play well, maybe played, but not get as their first PlayStation 5 Platinum. And I was going back and forth with some things. I was going to meme and do like Street Outlaws 2, but if I did that, I would need the first one. So I was kind of going back and forth. And I ended up picking Godfall because there is some meaning behind it. But I guess first thing being, I wanted something that was outside the box and a lot of people were going to probably have as their first PS5 Platinum. Like I said, most people will probably have the first PS5 game played as Godfall, but platted, probably not. And secondly is my first PS4 Platinum was Destiny 1. So I figured Godfall kind of fit pretty well with that vibe. They're both kind of the same style of game, just Godfall doesn't have as much content. But I do like the combat in the game. I'm liking the game as a whole right now. And I feel like I've only played it for like 3 or 4 nights, like really not that long. Completely beat the story, obviously. Have gotten all the enemy-based trophy kills or whatever. I'm almost done what I need to do for getting kills with like certain abilities or ailments, they call them, with getting kills with certain, like I said, abilities like shield throws, takedowns with each weapon type. So I've kind of made great progress. I'm really getting through there. Brian and I started on the Fire and Darkness DLC, which we're gonna do, and then obviously we'll get started on Lightbringer DLC, which is, I've heard, kind of a pain in the ass, but we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I definitely am enjoying the game. Finally into the end game. We got into it last night, so kind of working on that and getting through that. Now, one thing about the game is that since the PS5 game, I was thinking that it was going to have trophy tracking. It doesn't have it, which doesn't make sense. Why even give us the option if you're never going to put it in? But it does have things called merits in the game, which track some of these trophies, which definitely makes it pretty useful because you when you're trying to figure out how many enemies you defeated or how many times you've hit an enemy with shock or poison or bleed or whatever, it tracks all that stuff. So that's great. But yeah, I'm definitely, again, making progress. I'm doing the trials right now. I'm trying to do the trials. I'm just kind of, working my way in. You have to earn 200 keys in Tower of Trials, and then you have to reach trial 20 in the Ascended Tower. So that's going to take a little bit of time and effort. But other than that, Brian and I, again, are going to work through. This DLC is all story related, essentially, with one trophy being related to blood or flame blood enemies, which I'm getting in the trials, which is fine. And then the Lightbringer DLC, I am not too familiar with, but I've heard that this need that light trophy is kind of stupid, which is a bronze, of course, But yeah, I've heard that that's dumb. But again, just working through it, gonna get that done, and I'm looking forward to kind of getting the game done. But I'm having a lot of fun with it. I've been playing the shit out of it, and I've really been enjoying it. So that's all I've been playing. It's been a lot of games. I've definitely made a lot of progress in the last 2 weeks. I don't really remember why I didn't upload a trophy talk last week. I think it was because I was in like the middle of doing Twisted Metal, if I'm remembering correctly. So I think I was trying to like pump that out. So it just went past me and everything. But yeah, we've made great progress this week. And moving forward, my goal is going to be to obviously work on Godfall until that's done. That's going to be like my main focus. I'm streaming it. I'm doing everything. No like guide. I don't need any guides or anything for it. Uh, Grand Theft Auto 5, whenever we get the heist stuff done, I'm going to get the 100% in that. I got some games off of the sale, which, I'm going to kind of save as something that I do on stream. So if you want to see what that is, go follow me over there. And then when I get done Godfall, my first PS5 Platinum, I'm gonna do like Astro's Playroom, but I don't know what I'm gonna play after that on the PS5. I might honestly just hop right into the PS3 backlog because that's what I've kind of been waiting to do. But we were doing all the games where servers were shutting down. So once Grand Theft Auto 5 is done, I'm kind of done with the server shutdown stuff for the time being. So until whatever gets announced next. So I may hop into that PS3 backlog and work through that. And then obviously I have some games I'm be doing specifically on stream. So I'm kind of trying to figure that out. That's kind of my goal, is to figure out like, okay, I want a game that I'm going to be playing off stream, and I want a game that I'm going to be playing on stream. And the on stream one is like ones I'm not making guides for, something that I'm grinding or about to finish up. And then off stream, I can be like working towards something else and trying to get it done. So I'm definitely making progress. Completion percentage is going up. It's going to go through the roof once I start to work on the PS3 backlog. I've been finishing a bunch of stuff, like a bunch of stuff. So it's been great to get that done. But that's kind of my path moving forward. I don't really have like specific games that I'm planning on playing, but I definitely want to hop into the PS3 backlog, work through that, get some multiplayer stuff done because there's a few games in there that I still need to do or want to do, and then kind of just work on whatever, honestly. Whatever comes up. I don't want to get like caught up in a slump of like trying to figure out what to play, but I do want to kind of look forward into what, because that was happening. That always happens when I finish a game, regardless of what it is. And if I finish like a cluster of games that I'm thinking about, like that kind of always happens where I'm like, ooh, do I want to hop into this or do I want to do this? It's not that I don't have games to play. It's just kind of figuring out what you want to like dive back into or into for the first time. Because like I have my whole, series thing that I was doing before where I was alternating between Star Wars and Hitman games. And I did that for an amount of time and I made great progress. But that kind of got shelved once I did server shutdown stuff. Because what was my last? I did Jedi Knight Jedi Academy. So I did Hitman Absolution. So let me go back a little bit. So what did I even do? When did I start that? I guess I started that. So I did Hitman Blood Money. And I did and then I did Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast, Hitman Absolution, Jedi. So I did it for 4 games. I feel like I did it for longer than that. Why do I feel like whatever? But yeah, I want to get into like the new Hitman, like 2016, Hitman 2, Hitman 3, and do all those. So, and then I'm obviously going to be stacking like Hitman 3. I'll be doing that twice because I'm going to do that with Hitman Blood Money and there was 2 that they remastered, wasn't there? Why can I not think of them? It was it was Blood Money and Absolution. So yeah, I'll be doing Blood Money and Absolution on the PS4. I'll basically be doing everything here. So my goal for the Hitman is when I get back into it, we'll be like do Hitman, Hitman 2 with the additional expansions, and then I'll do Hitman 3 probably on like the PS5, maybe if I make guides for it. And then I'll hop back and I'll do like Hitman Blood Money, Hitman Absolution, and then Hitman, whatever other one I do. So I'll kind of wait. But this actually has a lot of DLC, it looks like. Oh, it's because didn't it put like Hitman and Hitman 2 into it? Stupid. Fucking dumb. I don't know why they did that. But yeah, that's kind of my goal for that when I get back into it. And then for Star Wars, I've kind of been really craving playing like what is it? Jedi Fallen Order for some reason. I've never played it before, but I've really been craving to play it. I've been craving to play like a Soulsborne style game, at least when it comes to like combat, or even like the way it plays. Which it's funny because Godfall kind of plays in a way the combat kind of plays to like how a Soulsborne game plays, where you kind of lock onto enemies and there's a block and dodge and all that stuff. Basic combat stuff. But I've been thinking about like maybe playing Neo and Neo 2 and stuff like I don't know, man. I just want to trying to figure that out. I'm going back and forth with what I want to do. But for Star Wars at least, um whenever I get back into Star Wars, I don't know where I'm going to start. I may do like Jedi Fallen Order and then episode 1 Racer and then Republic Commando, which has a stack, so I'll have to figure out that. And then I don't know. We'll figure it out, but that's, I don't know if that's something I'm going to get back into at the moment or it's going to be like down the line because again, I do want to kind of get into that PS3 backlog and start making a hop into there because as you guys all know, in February, the game that I'm most excited for coming out next year is Elden Ring. I've seen the gameplay for it and everything, and it looks phenomenal. So that's a game that I'm actually super excited for, or super excited to play, I should say. Which I typically don't really get excited for games like even like the new Horizon. I'm intrigued in, but I'm not like, oh, I can't wait. Like Elden Ring, I'm actually like kind of hyped for, so I'm looking forward to it. But maybe from like now to then, I'll hop hard into the PS3 backlog. I don't know. We'll see what kind of comes up as we go along, but it's it is what it is. So let's get into the comments here of last week's video. So starting off, we have Long Neck Giraffes who says, if you like the Souls games, then you'll probably enjoy Neo. I actually like them more even over Bloodborne. So before we get into it, yes, it, coincidentally, I didn't even look at the comments, but that's funny because I literally just mentioned that I might play Neo and Neo 2. I do want to. I've heard people like them more. I don't know if I will. I know that they're like a lot more fast paced than any of the and like any of like the Soulsborne games, even like Bloodborne. So I'm definitely looking into it, and it may be something that I do because I don't know. Just I've always been saying that I wanted to play Neo and Neo 2, and I just never have. So, another question. My friend has convinced me to do Monster Hunter World with them after New Year's. Any suggestions on what to say to my family and friends on why they won't be seeing me for quite some time? Um, no, I mean, Monster Hunter World is another game that I would like to do as well, but what I would say is don't like jump like don't dive headfirst into it and try to go like balls to the wall because again, I do believe that's how burnout will happen. But um I don't know. I mean, I've gone back and forth. This is actually funny because I've gone back and forth with this with people because um I never really had a group of friends that I like played games with hardcore. Like even like real life friends, I never played games. I was always doing my own thing. I was always ever since I, bought my PS3 back in 2011 or whatever, I was always doing my own thing. All my friends had Xboxes and stuff, and I got a PlayStation because I played on PS2. I wanted a PlayStation, so that's what I bought. So, I never really played with anybody. Like when it came to like playing with my friends online, that sounded really wrong. Please don't take that out of context. I never really played with any of my friends or anything online, but in 2014, when I got Destiny 1, I found a group of friends that I played with pretty consistently. Basically every single day I played, Destiny 1 with them. To the point of like adding each other on social media and having each other's like cell phone numbers and stuff like that to get in contact with each other. So I would say it got pretty serious. And then when Destiny 2 came out, same thing happened. Everyone kind of lost interest. And then from there on out, I really haven't talked to any of them in a while. There's one guy that I talk to like every few months. We talk about playing like Grand Theft Auto 5 or like things like that because we try to play Grand Theft Auto 5 and kind of switch games. But um, I would say if people ask where you are, just say you're playing a game. No, it really shouldn't be too much of a difference when it comes to playing. I'm not familiar with Monster Hunter World. I don't know like what it's like in terms of having to log on every day. I don't know if it's like something where you have to log on every day and do a quest or something like that. I don't know if it's time based because a lot of games kind of are like that. Like if you play like Marvel's Avengers or like even Destiny 2, like you would get on once a day and do your daily mission, or you would get on once a day and get your daily material, or once a week and get your weekly material. You would do that stuff. But other than that, you wouldn't really play the game too much past, whenever you beat the main story. So I would say just keep playing, and if people get worried, then say, "Hey, man, I'm just, I'm just playing a game." Next up, we have Hannibal 9090. Snickel, I've recently started For Honor, and I thought a Ubisoft game couldn't be that bad to obtain. Played through the story mode and popped a couple trophies. I looked up your trophy guide, and at the end, you gave a warning about the game. I wish I'd seen your video beforehand. I'm doomed. For Honor was a game that I was super hyped to get when I saw it. Bought it like day one, played it. Got the platinum 100% because, I was determined to get it done. But yeah, it was an experience. This was a game that required you to log on every day and, send troops out and stuff. Because I think you had to do, I don't even remember what it was. Manually deploy troops in 50 different battles, maybe. I don't know. There was something that like required you to sign on every single day in order to get it done. And I was like, Jesus, man. But this was a game where I did a majority of the multiplayer and then I did the single player last. And I told myself that I wasn't going to make a collectible guide for it because I did not want to encourage people to play it because of the community. The community in the game is absolutely toxic. You'll get into games every once in a while where that's not the case, but the community will abuse moves. I mean, even when the game came out and there was professional tournaments going on, the people that were winning were using in-game exploits and bugs to beat people. The developers and Ubisoft and everyone knew about it, and they still just let them win. So that kind of put a bad taste in my mouth, a little sour taste in my mouth. And then when I went to play it myself, again, I was playing it with somebody at the time, which made it a little bit better. But still, I don't think it's a game that I didn't want to make guides because I didn't want to suggest people to play the game. I put myself through the pain, and I will do this time and time again for people that watch my content and people that support me and everything. I will put myself through the pain to get the platinum, to tell you whether it's worth it or not. Like, that's what it comes down to. I definitely think it's an interesting game to experience if you have the time and energy and effort to want to learn the game and get the platinum. That's perfectly fine. But if you're an everyday average Joe, you're signing on 2 hours a day to play, 3 hours a day after work, I don't think this is a game that you should really be going after, if I'm going to be honest with you. And then on top of it, you have the DLC, which requires a lot of grinding. You have to get Reputation 7 with one of the Wulin heroes, and that takes a lot of time. Granted, I think you can do it with like the AI and computer, but it still takes a lot of time. Luckily, if you get the base game and then you get the Marching Fire DLC while you're doing the base game, you can work on that level 7 because I think you have to get Reputation 5 with one character. Yeah, you have to reach Reputation 5 with any hero. So if you get Reputation 5, you're kind of close to 7. So, but yeah, definitely an interesting game. If you know you're not one to kind of sit down and learn the game and put the time in and energy in to learn the game and learn the mechanics and learn the meta, even though I hate using that word, learning the meta of the game, then I don't think it's worth, playing. There's two games that are super competitive that I would never suggest anybody to just hop into for like no time at all. One of them is For Honor, the other one is Rainbow Six Siege. Part of me wants to get the Siege plat, but part of me is like, I don't want to put the effort into learning the game to get it. So it's just how I feel. But again, if you have the time and energy and everything, hop on it. Comment from Heel. What games would you go back on if they were ever remake or remastered? I think it kind of got leaked in a way, but a remaster of Grand Theft Auto 4 or Red Dead 1 would be awesome. I would have loved to see true remakes, like Mafia 1 Definitive Edition level remakes of the old Grand Theft Auto games. I think the definitive editions that we got is a clown move. Rockstar and Take-Two and all them are clowns for approving and putting those games out. For approving that project as a whole is a clown move. I heard that those games were in development for 2 years and they used like upscaling AI to do everything. So, yeah, I just don't think that was the move. Other than that, remakes or remasters, I would love to see a either one. Remaster would probably be better of Simpsons Hit and Run. That would be a dope game to see a remaster of. I would love to see a remaster or even a remake in the modern engine, Midnight Club LA engine of Midnight Club 3 or any of the Midnight Club games. I would love to see Midnight Club LA remastered. Yeah. And if you want to know what I think the ideal move for Rockstar was for this definitive edition that they were putting out, I think that, and they can hire me whenever they want to because I'll give them advice all the time on this stuff. What they should have done was they should have kept the PS2 to PS2 ports, PS2 to PS4 ports. I can't say that. I don't know why it's a tongue twister to me. PS2 to PS4 ports of the games on every single store. They got stripped off of every store. You can't buy them anywhere. They should have kept those ports everywhere for, again, game preservation standpoints. That's the whole point, preserving games. And what they should have done is they should have completely remade Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, and San Andreas from the ground up in the Rage engine that, like, Grand Theft Auto 5 runs on. It would have been that easy. I mean, it would have taken a lot of time. It would have been a lot of effort, but if they did that, they would have gotten 10 out of 10s. Then you would have given people the options to either play on the original or play the definitive remake. It's that simple. Like, that's what I don't understand about the choice. They literally took the easy way out, and I really hope it comes back to bite them in the ass. But that would have been my ideal strategy for that Grand Theft Auto remake. I also wish that they did the stories games, so Vice City and Liberty City Stories. I wish they would do those games. I don't know why they haven't. Now the reason I'm saying that there's a talk of remaster for Grand Theft Auto 4 and Red Dead 1 is because apparently there's DMCA strikes going out against modders of Grand Theft Auto 4. And that was something that happened to San Andreas and everything before they made the definitive edition of those. So I hope they don't do any sort of definitive edition and it's just a remaster. It's already in HD. There's no reason to do that. But I still, part of me still thinks deep down inside that the definitive editions of Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, and San Andreas that we got were made in the art style that they were made in because Rockstar used to say that their games do not live in their worlds. Their standard definition games live in their standard definition world, and their HD games live in their HD world. That being said, anything before the PS3 was in the same, universe, and anything PS3 and after is going to be in a new universe, an HD universe. So that partially makes me think that's why they kept the art style the way they did. Or the deep down, honest truth is they were lazy. They just wanted a quick cash grab, which is probably more of the answer, but I don't know. I mean, honestly, I'm getting tired of remakes and remasters, but if a game company wants to remaster a game, I don't care. And if I want to play it, I'll play it. I mean, it's like Saints Row the Third. I played Saints Row the Third back on the PS3 when it came out. I'll probably play it again on the PS4, and then maybe 10 years from now, if I'm still playing games, I'll play it on the PS5. Who the hell knows? Time will only tell. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of my stance on it. And then the last one from GMZ, my topic this time is easy platinums. Aside from AAA titles like God of War, Spider-Man, etc., I started avoiding the easy platinums, the very easy and quick platinums. I mean, a monkey can sit down and plat them. It's kind of like, what are you trying to show? Anyone can do them, but also I avoid a game that doesn't interest me when someone tells me, hey, it's a nice ultra rare platinum, but that doesn't mean I should do it. There are trophy hunters who always seek ultra rare trophies, plats, and it doesn't matter what game it is. So both of those are true. And I've talked about this when it comes to burnout in games, and especially trophy hunting. Burnout happens when you worry about numbers, when you care about numbers too much and you look into them. Numbers in the terms of how many platinums and trophies you have, or numbers in terms of how many ultra rares you have. Those two things will burn you out from playing games and trophy hunting as a whole. So it should be something that you never, ever worry about. And the thing I don't understand about people doing easy platinums is like, I get having the adrenaline rush of like completing the game, but like wouldn't it be more satisfying to complete a game that you've, put a lot of time into and you finally have gotten the platinum rather than just sitting down and doing something in 10 minutes and getting the platinum? Like, I don't understand that side of it. And like, if people are hunting for leaderboards, there's no point, that's useless. Even if you're number one on the leaderboard, where does that get you in life? Absolutely nowhere, other than saying that you were number one on the leaderboard. Like, it really doesn't get you anywhere. So I don't really understand it fully. Um, it's not like if you get number one on the PSNP leaderboards, you're going to get sponsored by the president of the United States of America. Like, that's not going to happen. Like, you get number one on the leaderboard, you get $5 million. Like, there's no, I don't want to say there's no purpose of it, because it obviously gives people enjoyment of doing it. And that's perfectly fine. But other than that, I don't understand why people fight so hard for the leaderboards. Like, it doesn't matter. It's not life or death out here. So, um, and I agree. I've kind of been staying away from the easy games as well. There was actually an announcement of My Name is Mayo 3 coming out soon. And the only reason I'm going to do it is because My Name is Mayo was like the grandfather of easy platinums. Well, there was 1,000 top rated, but it got delisted. But My Name is Mayo is like the granddaddy. And I remember doing it and being like, this is kind of cool. Then Radalika started abusing it, and now we have these breakthrough gaming games abusing it, and the breakthrough gaming games make Radalika games look like AAA games. It's disgusting, and the fact that Sony's allowing it, I mean, why wouldn't they? It's making them cash, man. Why not? But I did do My Name is Mayo 2, and I will be doing My Name is Mayo 3. But other than that, those are just for the meme. I've kind of really stayed away from the easy games. I actually bought a breakthrough game back in April because I was going to make a video on it. I was going to do an April Fool's video on how to platinum it. And then I'm glad I didn't. I'm really glad I didn't, because that has just, they have started to abuse the trophy system worse than Radalika. And it's crazy. And again, there's what satisfaction does it give you getting 10 platinums in the night? Like, what does it really make? Like, what does it do other than seeing progress? I mean, I don't know. It's just not for me. It's not for me. Same thing with the ultra rare thing. Like, I will not play a game just because it's ultra rare. There's a lot of people that look through my list and they're like, "Wow, you have a very impressive list. You have a lot of, ultra rare trophies and sub 1% platinums and stuff." And it's like, yeah, I mean, my goal is to have my trophy cabinet, which is my top 10 rarest games, all be sub 1%, which I'm very close to and I can easily do if I want to. But like, I'm not out here hunting for like the next easy ultra rare. Like, I don't care about that. You know, if I like Gran Turismo 5, I'm gonna get the Gran Turismo 5 Platinum. If I like Guitar Hero Live, I'm gonna get the Guitar Hero Live Platinum. If I like the Crew, I'm gonna get the Crew Platinum. Like, it has nothing to do with it being a sub 1% or an ultra rare trophy or anything like that. That has nothing to do with it. I don't care about that. To me, it's about the completion side of it. If I really enjoy the game, I'm going to do it regardless of what it's going to make me do. I will do it. I will learn how to do it. It'll be what it'll be. You know what I mean? So that's just my personal take on like the ultra rare side of things, because I have seen recently in the past few months a rise of people who are like honed in on the ultra rares, right? Like, gotta get the ultra rare, gotta get the next ultra rare. Look at the ultra rare. Look at this. Look at that. It's like, it's not, again, when you're hunting for those numbers, you will burn yourself out and you will not enjoy gaming, because then you're looking, when you go and you play a bunch of ultra rare games and then you're like, oh, I'm not going to play Ghost of Tsushima. The platinum's a 50%. That's going to ruin my numbers. Like, when you start looking at that stuff, that's the mindset that you start to take. And then you start missing out on great games. So just play what you want to play. If it ends up being an ultra rare, it ends up being an ultra rare. If it ends up being a sub 1%, it ends up being a sub 1%. Like I said, I have 525 ultra rare trophies, which to a lot of people is probably a lot, right? Like, that's probably a lot. But I didn't sit here and say like, I'm getting these because they're ultra rare. These are all games that I wanted to do. Twisted Metal, Gran Turismo 5, MotoGP, Loadout, Golf Club 2, Assetto Corsa, Max Payne 3, The Crew, Guitar Hero Live, Far Cry 2, Ghost Recon Future Soldier is something I want to do at some point. Evolve, like Mod Nation, like these are games that I wanted to do. Need for Speed Shift 2. Like, I didn't pick these up and say, hey, I'm just going to do this because it's an ultra rare. Like, I I actually wanted to play these games. And it just turns out that they were either A, difficult and require you to put effort in to learn, or B, had some stupid ass multiplayer. A lot of them come down to the latter of having stupid ass multiplayer, but um I will subject myself to a dumb multiplayer and a multiplayer grind to get a platinum if that's what I have to do. And if you have to do that, typically it's an ultra rare. So that's all the topics for this week. Again, if you guys have any topics that you want me to discuss in the next episode of the Trophy Talk, leave them down in the comments below. Again, I've been making great progress this week. I plan on making great progress, but I am going to go get back to some Godfall and stream and do all that stuff. So if you guys want to join me, again, there's a link for that down in the description below. There's also links for all types of other things down in the description below: Twitter, platinum videos, Discord server, podcasts, things like that. So if you want to go follow me or subscribe or do any of that, I would greatly appreciate all of it. If you guys did enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like. Let me know down in the comments below what you've been playing, making progress in, any topics, again, that you want me to discuss, anything like that. I love to read all of them. And if you've made it this far and you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing for more trophy content like this. And I hope to see you all around sometime soon.